Hello my awesome people, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing kind of a social experiment. I am going to be trying to peruse through Walmart while having a blanket on me. The reason that I am doing something like this is because my blanket is a comfort for me, is security for me, and going out to Walmart is kind of an anxious thing. Going out of the house in general is an anxious thing. Something that helps me with my anxiety is my blanket. As childish as that sounds, it's okay because it helps me get stuff done. It helps me be a proper adult, kind of. So we're going to go to Walmart and see what people's reactions are. Obviously, we're not going to film anybody's face. We're just going to kind of talk about it and just get some quick shots as much as we can. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to talk about it later. And now we're going to go to the car. Okay, so now we're in the car. I would like to just make some notes that obviously this is probably not really that practical for anxiety, but I'm taking the risk here so you don't have to. Something that would be, say, more acceptable is something that is smaller is my Bun Bun. It's got the same texture, and it's just as soft, but this is a lot smaller and a lot less conspicuous than, say, a blanket.
Also, a side note, hi, Sam here. Mary is using her rollator, so she's gonna get stared at a little bit, obviously, because she has a rollator. But she's probably going to get more stared at if she's walking around with a rollator and her blanket versus a wheelchair and a blanket. Also, I'm wearing my buttons, so I'm going to get stared at because of my buttons.
Also, that last part might not be true because people usually wear blankets when they are on a wheelchair, in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. I am not using my wheelchair, obviously I'm using the rollator. However, I'm used to stares from my rollator because I've been using it for a couple of months now. The blanket is something new. Again, this is a social experiment. You kind of have to find your own things as to what's practical for you. This is just kind of an experiment for me to see kind of what happens. What I want to do is to keep my independence. What independence I do have, I want to keep, and my rollator helps me keep that independence. Now, for anyone who wonders why I use a rollator, it is because I have a lot of nerve problems. I'm in a lot of pain a lot. Yes, some of it is because of my weight, but the rollator helps me stay active so I can lose weight, and maybe someday I won't have to need it. But as of right now, I do need it. And I may end up needing it for the rest of my life. And that's okay too. Because it helps me keep my independence. So I don't have to be pushed in a wheelchair my whole life.
Although, to be fair, Walmart's wheelchairs kind of rock a little bit. I like them.
Walmart's wheelchairs are decent. Yeah, we're going to Walmart. Did I forget to mention that? I feel like I forgot to mention that. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I forget things. That's the kind of thing with PTSD is I forget things. My mind is in a little bit of a fog a lot of the time. Okay, so another thing I would like to point out is that obviously since we're doing this with a camera, it's also going to be not conspicuous. Like, there's a guy in a truck who just passed by me, he just stared, so this is going to be something. Again, social experiment. Don't try at home unless you're brave enough, but also maybe probably don't because you don't know how filming is for, like, public places and stuff. People get kind of weird about that. Anyway. Oh, God.
I tried.
Shopping is not for the impaired. And by impaired, I mean people who are very clumsy. We're doing great.
So we just left Walmart.
Where did I park? I parked down there.
Okay.
I can remember things. I am normal human.
That went okay. Nobody came up and talked to us.
Yeah. I mean, granted, we were only in there for like 10 minutes because we could only need to get a few things. And quite a few were from middle-aged women. There was one woman who was probably a few years older than us. She probably stared the longest. Don't know who she was. Don't really care. But there was maybe like 2 guys who stared. Most people just kind of blatantly ignore me, which is pretty usual. It's pretty common, especially with my rollator. There you go.
Hey.
Somebody just honked.
Sorry. I'm not having anybody's shit today.
My trunk is a little messy, don't mind.
It's not that messy. It's really not. I've seen worse.
It used to be a lot worse. That part's definitely true.
It may look like this is difficult to put in here. It's really not that difficult to put in here.
How do you feel? I feel okay. It's a lot different when you're doing things on camera, at least for me. It feels like there's more of a purpose. If I were just doing this on my own, I would definitely feel a lot more of the stares. That being said, I felt a lot of stares, and this was definitely like anxiety inducing, and I'm not really sure the blanket helped at all. It was more just cumbersome, especially with the rollator. So again, I don't really recommend it, but you do you. But it definitely invokes stares, but I'm also kind of used to it at this point. So that's what that is. Anyway, we're gonna go home and wrap up this video. Alright, so that was my trip to Walmart while having a blanket. Obviously, I'm not saying anything about the people who stared at me. You can make your own assumptions from that. They can make their own assumptions if they ever see this video. I don't care. But I'm not like trying to blanket everybody into one category saying all middle-aged people are terrible about people with disabilities or anxiety or whatever. I'm not trying to say that every single person in that type of category is like that. I'm just saying this is what I noticed when I went out there, and this is what I can assume from what I saw, but also I have anxiety, so I assume a lot of different things. That's kind of the whole thing with anxiety, is that I assume that people are staring at me and judging at me. But then my depression's all like, nobody even wants to look at you. Why would you think that they're staring at you? It's a struggle. I'm sure a lot of you know about that. But anyway, if you would like to see more videos like that, like this, comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. We're so close to getting like almost 50 subscribers, so, you know, that'd be cool. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!